In this video, we are going to talk about ways you are trying to be special. I am Paulina. I am so happy you are here. If you're clicking on this video, I know you are taking responsibility and taking accountability because the more confrontational things, the more confronting things are not easy to look at. And I remember the wanting to be special was one that I was having a hard time letting go of because we get inundated with these messages that being special is good, right? You have all these um, messages about how can you make your partner feel special, how can you make others feel special, and there's not necessarily, it's not all wrong, but being special, trying to be special, can have a lot of negative effects on your life, can really have a big influence. And I didn't really realize, but it was really standing in the way of my healing. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about it, because all I want is for you to get to a place of being healed from the fearful avoidant attachment style, and wanting to be special or needing to be special can really uh, block that in a way, can really make that harder to get there. Because one of the ways you may be trying to be special is by suffering in a special way. And that could also be that you are working really, really, really hard at healing and you're not succeeding. And in that way, your ego, your fear brain feels that you are special. So I get this a lot, especially in my Dutch programs, where the ones that start the program say, "Well, but I'm sure it's not going to work for me. I'm too broken, and it probably won't work for me." And that is trying to be special. You're already setting yourself apart from others and saying, even though it has worked for now literally thousands of people, crazy, this program is not going to work for me. So why do we want to be special? Let's just dive into that a little bit, because otherwise you may be thinking, okay, I might want to try to be special, but why am I doing that? um you learn that in a childhood where you are being set aside as special in a positive and in a negative way. And a lot of fearful avoidance have that experience, that there are highs and lows. So there are moments that your parent thinks you're amazing, and there are moments that your parent makes you feel pretty worthless. And feeling special can really feel like a safety blanket in a way. If I'm special enough, then I won't get hurt. If I'm special enough, I won't get rejected. If I'm special enough, people won't get mad at me. So being special, wanting to be special, is actually kind of a protection mechanism that you pick up in childhood. Um, so it's not that it's inherently a bad thing. It's just that it's not serving you in the long run when you're a grown up. It is probably causing you to hold on to things that are not serving you way more than you need to, because you find this sense of safety in feeling special. And that is suffering in a special way. So I noticed that I was working really hard for years and years to heal, and I was just not getting anywhere, and I was just so frustrated about that. And I was talking to my husband, I was then boyfriend, and I was like, why is this happening to me? Why doesn't it work? Why does it work for everybody else and not for me? And as soon as I said that, I thought, wait, I'm setting myself apart from others. I'm trying to be special. Could this be the reason that I am not really progressing in my healing in this moment? And so I started to look into that and realized that I really was benefiting in a way from suffering in a special way. Um, so that could be working really hard at healing and not really getting anywhere, and because of that, getting empathy from people, like, oh, you're working so hard and you're not getting anywhere. That's so sad. Sometimes it's safer to work really hard at something than actually to be healed. That's what we work a lot on in the program, Healed and Happy, because it's so important to make it very safe to be healed, because otherwise you can be healing for years and years and years and working really hard, but still be pretty much as unhappy and as frustrated. But you could also be suffering in other ways. Like I had a lot of physical things that I was suffering from, a lot of food intolerances, a lot of physical ailments that made me not be able to walk very far, um, and all of them kind of made me feel special in a way, even though I wasn't very conscious of that. And there was another part of me that hated having to, having to say in restaurants, like, I can't have this, I can't have this, I can't have this. But when I really tuned into what it would be like to not have that anymore, to just be able to eat everything, it felt like a part of my identity was taken away. And that was that part that wanted to feel special so bad, because I felt like that made me interesting. And I felt like that would protect me from people getting angry with me, or um, just having opinions about me or judging me. It's almost like you're not allowed to judge me or be angry with me because I'm suffering so much. And then also what a lot of fearful avoidants have is that they suffer, but then handle that in a very strong way. That is like the sweet spot for a lot of fearful avoidants. So they weren't allowed to be weak when they were younger, but they weren't allowed to be strong either. So it's like somewhere in the middle. You are struggling either physically or with something, and you are dealing with that in a very strong way. And in that way, you get the right kind of empathy, or the right amount of empathy. So yeah, just if you dare, because this is courageous, just ask yourself an open question. Is there any way I am suffering in any area of my life? Uh, and could that have to do with me wanting to be special? Just see what comes up. Nothing is bad or wrong. It's you can heal all of it. And I wish that for you, because then you realize that you really don't need it. You really don't need it. Being special is not all it's made up to be, because being connected to other people is just way better. Way more nourishing, way more nurturing. Another way you are trying to be special is always doing things another way than others, more difficult. It took me so long to realize that if there was like a normal way to do it, that the majority of the people would do it, I would not do it that way and always do it a different way. And that was in where we lived. That was a big one, but also in how I ate, my diet, my just the small things and the big things. And after a while, I was just I was kind of exhausted with it. And I was like, why would it be so bad to do some things the way the majority of the people do it? It's not necessarily bad if a lot of people do it that way, you know? Um, and that really gave me so much freedom, because before that, I always had to take the more difficult route, because it was just too easy to do it the way other people did it. And now I have the choice. I can do it in my own way, and I'm very deliberate or intentional about how I want to do things. And I that's, I guess, just a part of me. But if the way the majority of the people do it really aligns best, then that's how I do it. And there's no resistance to it, or no feeling like, oh, then I won't be special anymore. I'm not very interested anymore in trying to be special. So that was another way I was noticing I was trying to be special, just always doing things differently from others, from the majority of the people, which made my life so much more difficult. And then the third way is that having a hard life, just a hard life in general, having a lot of problems, having a lot of drama, is also a way that you might be trying to be special. Also, feeling unhappy. It could be that you are holding on to certain mental health issues, or not necessarily mental health issues, but more like depressed feelings, or being unhappy, or being frustrated, or being angry, because if you would just be happy, you feel like you wouldn't be special anymore. This is at least what I realized. I'm not saying that this is the case for you, but this is what I realized, that I was also trying to be special in how I felt, that I was suffering in how I was feeling, and having a hard life, always having crises, crisis after crisis, that usually I would create. um, so there are so many ways that you could try to be special, and really looking at that, really honestly looking at that, if there are ways to be special, can really make you leap in your healing process. And that's what I really wish for you. So, like I said, this is definitely what we do a lot in the program, Healed and Happy, because this is what I was missing in so many other programs. There are always reasons why you don't want to heal, why your fear brain doesn't want to heal, why it's benefiting you to hold on. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not that that's bad. It's just, it makes sense. There's coping mechanisms, there's protection mechanisms, but releasing these things, these resistances, makes it so much easier to heal. Makes it so much easier to actually get to a place of being healed instead of working for years to heal and keep healing and not really getting anywhere. So these are pretty important parts. If you're interested in Healed and Happy, you will find more information in the description below. As always, I am so happy you are here. Please let me know in the comments below if this is valuable to you, if this was interesting to you, um, if you felt called out. I love it when you say that. I see that in the comments a lot of time. Like, I feel like you're calling me out. I never intend to, but yeah, the things we struggle with are more universal than we tend to think. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Healed and Happy is a tailor-made online program where me and my team personally guide you through healing the roots of a fearful avoidant attachment style.